energy levels and their transition defense.
Well, let's see what that energy level is to start this third quarter, because they will definitely need some type of energy level. Well, the Portland Trail Blazers, who had their first losing road record since '88-'89, struggled early on tonight, but thanks to Terry Porter's 16 points, 14 coming in the second quarter, they have cut the deficit down to 9. And they have the ball, same starting fives for both teams. Strickland, Drexler, Robinson, Grant, and Williams.
See, Strickland's not a great outside shooter, so when they run the screen and roll, you can almost go under both the screener and the defender and not worry about him stopping behind the screen and shooting a shot. He's not going to beat you there.
This is where it started, though. One shot, good on the other end for Portland. Maxwell dumps it back inside. When Hakeem goes to the middle, he puts the ball on the floor. At least they had a body on him this time.
See, there was another good example of Houston really has no chance for an offensive rebound, although they had 9 in the first half. They just count on the fact that Hakeem's going to hit the majority of those shots inside.
Well, it took us about a minute to open the game scoring. Looks like we'll do that now. Robinson on Thorpe, a lot of pushing and shoving going on. And we have a whistle and a foul. And Cliff Robinson picks up his first. He doesn't like it. Cliff shooting only 3 of 8 from the floor. He is Portland's leading scorer, just a shade over 20 a game.
Well, interestingly enough, Houston gave him 3 or 4 open jumpers, and he missed them.
How about Hakeem dropping the basket, drawing the foul? And Robinson quickly with 2 fouls to start the third quarter. Olajuwon now with 16 points.
Well, look how deep he gets the ball. First of all, no one's guarding him, and now Drexler moves over. Not much he can do. Cliff comes over. He fouls him, or I should say Clifford comes over and fouls him. But that's just not good defense. You know, you got to guard your man. You learned that in 8th grade. Match up.
Hakeem 5 for 5 from the stripe tonight. 17 points. Lead bounces back up to 12. Grant had a step on Maxwell, takes advantage of it. And Harvey Grant had told me earlier this morning he felt that he really tried to put too much pressure on himself to fit into this lineup. He said, I want to make sure everybody got good touches of the basketball instead of just relaxing and shooting. Robinson, no match for Olajuwon. Percentage-wise, the Portland Trail Blazers, the number 3 rebounding team in the NBA. Houston having their way. A flat shot. There's the one-handed meat hook again.
You like that, don't you?
I'll tell you. Well, they used to call me Bambi hands, so I can call him meat hook hands, I guess. Let's take a look at Hakeem on the last basket.
All right, let's look at 2 things here. The shot that Hakeem gets, and the fact that there's really no chance. You see all the white shirts on the perimeter there? No chance for an offensive rebound, but he is so efficient offensively that he can beat you by himself there.
Grant left open from 17. Does the basic rule follow your own shot? Grant with 4 in the quarter, 8 for the ball game. The lead is 10. Now Grant wanting Lee Jones to call a foul. Lee putting the whistle in his mouth. Better be careful, Harvey.
Well, actually, you know, somebody getting excited.
That may be a plus.
Yeah,
exactly.
It would be a big plus for Portland. They need a wake-up call.
Olajuwon, we're going to jump it up. Good play, Harvey Grant.
See, Rick Adelman was telling us that in the 4 games that they played, there were several of those games that he thought Olajuwon was involved in a post-up drill, you know, where the player is moving into the lane, and you're not really defending him. You're just letting him work on his moves. He said that's what our defense looked like when we looked at the tapes, and we showed it to the team. Maybe we should show it again.
Maybe. Well, Barkley had 14 of those 18, possibly 20 now, points by the Phoenix Suns. Strickland all the way with the penetration. He gets it to go.
I mean, that's a terrific shot.
And you're looking for that one play, Dick, that may get your team going. That may be it.
Well, where's all the guys running over to congratulate him? Where's all the energy? This is a terrific move. He also takes a hit as he goes inside, kisses it off the glass. I mean, this is what Rudy Tomjanovich was talking about. There's no way to defend this in practice.
That's Horry's second personal foul. Strickland now with 11 points in the ball game. We're down to 7, and that is the closest the Portland Trail Blazers have come since the score was 12-6 early on. Maxwell takes a hard hit. And he draws the foul. Well, tomorrow on our lineup on TNT, action begins at 7 o'clock with a special look at Dream Team 2. I'm joined on that show with Joe Dumars and also with Derek Coleman of the New Jersey Nets. That'll be followed by the pregame show with Ernie Johnson and Isaiah Thomas. Then we have another doubleheader coming your way. The Atlanta Hawks look to even up that series with the Miami Heat. That'll be coming your way from the Omni. And the Sonics look to go 2-0 up on the Nuggets. All gets underway at 7 o'clock.
Well, watch Vernon Maxwell drive the lane, throws his body into Buck Williams. I guess that's Clifford Robinson, and he draws the foul. You know, if you took a hard look at that, you might say, who initiated the contact? Pretty good play, though. He was rear end out there, caused some contact, tried to surf the shot, couldn't get it down, got himself a couple of free ones.
Well, Cliff picks up his third personal foul. 9:02 left to be played in the third. Rockets lead it by 8. Grant backing in on Ori, has to kick it out to Robinson. He walked with it. Nope, 3 seconds in the lane. Boy, that's a heartbreaker. You seem like you're getting some type of tempo going, some type of run, and boom, you get a 3-second call, and all of a sudden it could be a 3-point play.
But, you know, if you've been in this league and you keep looking at the scoreboard, you know, however we might criticize Portland's energy levels, lack of transition defense, shot selection, you look at the scoreboard, it's an 8-point differential.
Well, Drexler, another good defensive job tying up Maxwell after he blocked the shot. But Portland shouldn't feel too badly because only 3 teams have shot better than 50% here in the Summit against the Houston Rockets. The Rockets have won 4 straight playoff games here. However, they have lost 5 straight playoff games on the road. Rockets have always talked this whole week in the paper how they don't feel this team's getting respect. And our TNT special Sunday night, Doug and Hebe talked about nobody's jumping on this team's bandwagon. The tip in by Drexler. Everybody's just waiting to see if this Rocket team is indeed for real.
Well, I think everyone is waiting to see how things are going to shake out after the first round. There's been some surprises already. You look at the 2 rounds, Buck and Hakeem inside, pushing and shoving.
Here's Buck Williams.
This is called meeting the postman early. See, what he's trying to do is get him out into the wood there. But Hakeem will have no part of it. There's the tangle. Buck pleading his case.
You know, it's when I find
he has a legitimate
I think he has a legitimate beef because we've seen a lot bigger hits. And we saw Chris Dudley doing battle underneath with Otis Thorpe, and they were arm wrestling and nothing was called. Not a consistent call. Maxwell shaking and baking. A playground shot won't go. The lead is only 6. Portland is trailed by as many as 19. Somehow, you can't believe it, but they've gotten back into this game, and Drexler cuts it down to 4. And now Rudy Tomjanovich, who has warned his team about what happened in day 1 of the playoffs, find themselves only up by 4, a 9-2 run by Portland. Rockets lead it only by 4. We still have a lot of time left.
Well, it was Terry Porter that held his team in with some outside shooting, but now it's penetration by the Portland Trailblazers that have closed this game down to a 4-point game. You saw Rod Strickland. Now Clyde Drexler comes in with a patented move and a nice friendly roll. Clyde Drexler, a veteran of the playoffs, 21 points, playoff average, 7 rebounds. He knows what to do at crunch time.
Well, you see the 9-2 run, the last 147, and we've turned this into a game. If we're turning a break, we're talking, how's Portland gotten back into this? We finally realized that Houston's allowed them to get back into it.
And I think that's part of it, but I think there's been a change in strategy. Portland is really taking the ball to the basket and not settling for jump shots.
Grant with the block. Robinson puts it up as the whistle is blown. Court picking up only his first personal foul, second team foul. A few Houston celebrities in the stands tonight. Clifford Robinson goes to the line. He'll shoot one. One of those, Warren Moon, ex-Houston Oilers quarterback, now with the Minnesota Vikings. And that was up in Minneapolis last week. They are extremely excited. He has got to be, if not the most classiest man in the NFL right now. Charity work galore down here in Houston.
Some kind of quarterback, you might add.
Not too shabby.
I think they're going to like him a lot up there in the Humphrey Dome. Is that what they call it now? The
Metrodome. Well, we'll call it anything you want. We'll call it the Rondo.
Maybe they'll call it the Moon Dome.
2 lead for the Rockets. The Rockets, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, have allowed Portland to come into it, but Robert Horry, his second three of the evening.
How about that? 6'10", Robert Horry. They go inside to the man. Olajuwon double team, reverse the ball. He laces up a three.
Rockets now 7-11 from three, and Drexler beginning to take this game over. 6 in the quarter.
Well, I think Rick Adelman has finally found something that works for his team and seems to have energized his team.
Maxwell over to Horry. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Horry pulls the trigger with 14. We talked about he has come on extremely well the last month and a half of the season. He has 12 this evening to go along with 6 assists. And now Horry has gone down. Robert Horry is laying on the court. And he is, we're not sure what's wrong, but he is down. Now he's getting back up. But he got down, he just laid there. As Buck Williams whistled for the foul. I didn't see what happened to him, did you?
Well, let's take a look. Now, as he's coming up through the paint, he gets an elbow right there, right on the hip, it looked like. It looked like a hip pointer. Those hurt, but they're not serious, and you can bounce back from them.
Well, once the whistle blew, he bounced right back up. Rockets have the ball after Williams was whistled for the foul. That is Buck Williams' third personal foul. A little pressure put on now by Portland. The lead is 5. They have cut it to within 2. Olajuwon, no. Hugh Evans not going to fall for the little acting job put on by Buck Williams. That is his 4th personal foul. That is a nice veteran official call.
Yeah, I agree with the call. I also feel badly for Buck Williams trying to guard Hakeem Olajuwon inside. There's the flash across the lane. The little attempt to the post up. Buck lost contact and tried to go back and fake the charge. Didn't get the call.
Well, Chris Dudley has to come back into the lineup. Dudley only played 8 minutes in that first half as we take a look at tonight's GMC Truck scoreboard. Knicks take a 1-0 lead, as does the Chicago Bulls. Olajuwon a perfect 7 for 7 from the stripe, only 72% on the year.
The last time Chris Dudley came into the game, the Dream schooled him. The first thing they did was they used a little big screen. They used a little man to screen down on Olajuwon's man. He came outside. There was no switch. It wouldn't have mattered because of the size difference, and he just shot the outside jump shot.
Portland Trail Blazers, the 3rd highest scoring team in the NBA, need some of that point right now. Robinson short. He is struggling this evening. He is only 3 of 9. Drexler has it taken away. Thorpe to the hole.
Oh, I don't believe I saw that. I don't believe that.
Now do you believe in Meat Hook?
Oh.
The lead was 2. Houston goes on a 6-0 run. It is now 9. Point Rocket lead. They have really put it on, but Otis Thorpe, the play of the game so far.
Well, get off the decaf and get on the regular, because this one will bump you up. Watch Otis Thorpe. He's going to take it all the way down, and I've only seen 2 guys who I ever saw play able to do this, Dr. J and Connie Hawkins. Of course, Isaiah would have tried.
Now the lead is 9 inside of 5:45. Whistle and a foul, and Drexler comes up limping. Maxwell's second personal. Now the Portland Trail Blazers know how important it is to win game 1. They are only 2 in 14 when they lose game 1 of a series. They're 13-1 when they win game 1 of a series. Here come the Rockets. Leading by 9 inside of 5.5. Houston 55% from the field tonight. Olajuwon turned his back, thought Max was going to shoot it. Drexler does. Buries the jumper.
He's feeling it. He's trying to put the team on his shoulders. He's trying to take responsibility. He's trying to fire him up. And he's producing a lot of points. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists for Clyde Drexler. Just decides to get up in the air and lace one up.
8 points in the quarter for Drexler. Olajuwon, whistle and a foul. Another light touch foul. Dudley can't believe it.
Foul is called on the laser, 24, Chris Dudley.
Now Dudley picks up foul number 1 on him.
Over the limit. Well, the Rockets 34.
And at the line, it'll be Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon, who has averaged 11 rebounds his first 10 years, one of only 5 players to do that. Already with 21 tonight, 4 categories. He is in the top 10 in the NBA. Blocks, points, rebounds, and field goal percentage. And he's 8 for 8 from the line tonight from the free throw strike.
And Shaquille O'Neal is the only other player in the league in the top 10 in four different categories. If you ask me who's going to be the MVP, I say Hakeem is going to be the MVP because of the body of work that he has presented in the last several years to this league, maybe in the last 10 years.
Well, Kenny Smith whistled for his 3rd personal foul. Grant will come out. Porter will come back in. So once again, Rick Adelman going with the 3-guard offense with Porter, Strickland, and Drexler. They're joined by Robinson and Dudley, but Robinson only 7 points, 6 of those coming in the first quarter.
Strickland at the line, shooting 2.
And Rod Strickland at the line. Third highest assist total in Portland history by Strickland. Portland outscored Houston by 7, while Terry Porter was in the game in the first half. What a year Rod Strickland has had for this ball club. He was voted the MVP by his teammates. Rockets 5-7, 4:43 left in the third. Olajuwon won't go. Drexler's going to try to push it. He's got the numbers if they hurry. Porter to Strickland. Robinson trying to post on floor. Got away maybe with a little baby step, and that is Cliff Robinson's first field goal since the second quarter. 4 of 11 now from the outside. Smith to Ford. Oh, the big-time slam. 14 for Otis. That is his average. 7-point lead. The bank is open. Rod Strickland drops down 2.
Portland continues to take the ball to the basket off the dribble. They're trying to do it in a manner that's unpredictable. They've kind of abandoned their set plays, playing a little more freelance, and it's working.
So far, Ryan will check into the lineup for Portland. Next break in the action. Hakeem on Dudley, the 1 dribble, the fall away. Drexler with another rebound. He has 12 in the ball game. Already a double-double for Clyde. Porter, the running jumper. That bank is open.
Everything is to the basket. Even the drives, and when there's a crowd inside, they're electing to take the little mid-range jumper. Everything's cooking now for Portland.
Oh, Dick, it's so dangerous, isn't it? When you have a team that's struggled and they're hanging around. You're only down by 3.
Oh, it really is, and it's discouraging if you're Rudy T, and it's kind of encouraging if you're Rick Adelman. But really, it's all been done with offensive proficiency and offensive effort by Portland. Portland's still not playing much defense.
Well, Portland tried to hurry it a little too much there. They throw it away. We have a timeout. They trail only by 3. Extremely well.
Sorry, Ron, this is a different wrinkle, a little high post screen and roll. See what they're trying to do is get Olajuwon the ball down in deep. Then he drew a crowd. That allowed Kenny Smith to come down the baseline. He dropped the pass off. Nice call by Rudy T right after a timeout. Excellent call.
Because we were talking during the break how Olajuwon is being crowded, exactly what Portland's wanted to do. Drexler, no place to go on that. Here comes Olajuwon to Maxwell.
See, now they're turning up the defense. You see the challenge on the shot.
Smith, what a move. No place to go. We're behind the back French pastry. Olajuwon on Dudley. Still a lot of time. Shot clock at 9. Smith to the hole. Counted.
Very unselfish play by Hakeem Olajuwon. He had Chris Dudley. He could have forced some kind of shot, turned it down, gave it to Kenny Smith. He found a path to the basket and got a layup.
Now the lead bounces quickly back up to 7. Strickland from the outside. Portland didn't get in this game shooting way outside jump shots. One will go down the other way. Strickland has Drexler. Drexler never saw Maxwell. Strickland had it, threw it behind his back. They're going to give it to Houston, to Portland. Rudy Tomjanovich cannot believe it.
I think Hugh Evans is going to overrule this one.
Rod Strickland took it and kind of threw it behind him. They're going to give the ball to the Rockets. That is what you call officials working amongst themselves.
Well, Rick Adelman not happy about it, but you make the call here, too. Now you see Vernon Maxwell come over and get the ball. That falls loose from the floor. Strickland tried to throw a behind-the-back blind pass, but he threw it out of bounds.
Nice work by the officials. Inside of a minute and a half, 7-point Rocket lead. Keep you posted on that. Phoenix Golden State score. Maxwell from 3. Now Maxwell getting in the back pocket of Drexler, and they're pushing and shoving each other all the way down the court. Mark Bryan, who's checked in. Strickland has it stripped, and he goes down.
But again, another nice choice by Rod Strickland. Rudy T said that would be a problem. He said there's no way to prepare for this guy in practice. He said Rod Strickland is a ton. He said he really likes him. He says, I don't have an answer to stopping him. We just have to adjust as the game goes along. Right now, Strickland causing a lot of problems, helping to hold his team in there along with Clyde Drexler.
Well, now we have some taunting and jawing going on, and I think Maxwell may have been technical. Now Maxwell's going over to keep it up with Dudley. Technical on Maxwell. He kept it up and kept it up. Dudley just basically ignored him. Hugh Evans saw what was happening. They threw the technical at Maxwell. So at the 1:06 mark of the third, chalk up a T for Mad Max. Sorry, Max, we got to call you a little mad on that one.
Well, he admits it. He admits that he will walk on the wild side a little bit and take things to the edge. But he also feels that his life is a little more in order than it once was. I read about a 90-paragraph article on him this afternoon, and his life has not been boring, to say the least.
No, it hasn't. Well, Terry Porter hits the technical foul. Porter now with 19 in the ball game. Now Strickland will shoot the foul shots. Since Rod Strickland's taken over the starting point guard position, he's averaged over 19 a game and 9.5 assists.
Well, let's watch the penetration of Rod Strickland. Great first step, tremendous quickness. But you see the challenge by Houston, the put down, the protection of the lane. That's kind of what Portland needs to do.
7 points for Strickland in the quarter. He has 15 for the ball game. Portland guards have accounted for 50 points between them of the 81 they have. The lead is 5. Final minute of the third quarter. Ori. Inside, the move won't go. We have another whistle.
Ron Robert Ori is a very handy player at 6'10". He can play on the perimeter. He doesn't have a big post-up game, but he's explosive inside. He's an excellent jumper. And there he showed you he can take people off the dribble and finish inside in traffic. Pretty handy player.
14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Bad evening.
You know, you were talking before about his reaction to the trade, and I had mentioned that it's been a blessing in disguise. But you got to give the credit to Robert Ori. He's the one that made the adjustment after Rudy Tomjanovich said to him, hey, look, you know, you got to prove to us that we were wrong. And certainly he's done that.
He's 23 years old, out of Alabama. He's a member of the all-rookie second team last year. Ori, perfect 4 of 4 from the line tonight. He has 16 points in the ball game, above his 9.9 regular season average. Crowd chanting defense, the reverse by Drexler, draws the foul. Can't believe he didn't get the basket to go. But you can see the veteran Clyde Drexler beginning to try to take things over.
And you can see the Portland Trailblazers now coming up and congratulating a teammate on a good play. That's what you want to see. That gives the energy to your team. It gives the collectivity to your team.
Foul was on Herrera, his third personal foul. Drexler's first trip to the line. We are at the Summit in Houston, Texas, where the Rockets once led by as many as 19. The Portland Trailblazers have cut it to as close as 2. But Houston now with 37 seconds left in the third. They lead it by 6, make that 5 as Drexler hits both free throws. Drexler now 18 points in the ball game. 37 seconds left to be played. A high-scoring game if you're a Houston Rocket fan. They only gave up 96 points a game, which was 6th best in the league. Cassell takes the jumper, rolls it around and home with his first field goal of the night. The lead is 7. There is virtually no difference between the shot and the game clock. Maybe a tenth of a second. Drexler. One-on-one with Ori. Gets a step, takes it, the finger. Oh, my goodness.
It seemed like he lost it in
yeah,
air.
baby.
Gave it another tap.
Oh, you gotta love that. And the ball is knocked out. Houston has it with 0.6 left. What a play by Clyde Drexler. 20 points on the evening. That is my highlight. Rudy T's reaction was priceless. He just could not believe it.
Yeah, a double tap there.
Cassell at the buzzer won't go. Well, the Portland Trailblazers trailed by 9 at the end of the first half of play. They have cut it down to 5. We still have a lot of time left. Drexler 20 and 12 as we head to the final 12. Had 2 spectacular plays, one for each team. First of all, Otis Thorpe.
Well, the playoff intensity may not be here, but the playoff artistry certainly is. How about this? A la Dr. J, a la Connie Hawkins, Otis Thorpe. Unbelievable move. But on the other end, how about this? I'll just let you watch this.
That is poetry. Boom. My goodness. Well, the Portland Trailblazers have a record of 6-20 when they are behind after 3 quarters on the road. Not a good omen for that basketball team. And if you're a Houston Rocket fan, you're 36-6 when you score over 100 points, and they're only 10 away from that. Houston also very good on close ball games, 8-2, games decided by 3 or less. Well, now Rick Adelman's going to go a little bigger lineup. He's got Dudley, Mark Bryant, Jerome Kersey, Terry Porter at one guard, James Robinson at the other. Houston counters with Cassell, Herrera, Maxwell, Olajuwon, and Ori. Different look tonight for Portland. First time we've seen this lineup. Olajuwon down. Porter picks the pocket of Cassell. Oh, and he couldn't keep it alive. That is a shot clock violation. Did he have possession? Interesting call.
Yes.
Did Terry Porter ever have possession? If he didn't, it's a shot clock violation. No, they're going to put 1 second on the shot clock. Here's the hit on Olajuwon. Listen to it. Forearm shiver by Jerome Kersey.
Yeah, the NBA. No babies allowed.
Slightly. Stops. Herrera pops. Doesn't get it. Dudley with the rebound. Portland has hung around in this ball game. How? We're not quite sure. Last touch by Olajuwon. Portland has the ball with 16.
You know, Ron, on that last trip defensively, I thought I saw some terrific intensity by the Trailblazers for the first time this game. They've hung around in this game, and they now are smelling that they could come out of this game with a victory, even though they kind of sleptwalked through the first couple of quarters of this game.
You saw that Houston has held opponents 51 times under 100 points. 45-6 in those games. Kersey from the outside. Jerome Kersey, his first field goal of the game. The last 9 games of the regular season, he hit 64% of his shots. The lead is 3, and Mario Elie gets up off Houston's bench. Olajuwon, little pick and roll. Takes the jumper over Dudley. Portland with a chance to tie it if they can knock a three. They pull within one. That'll be the closest they have been since the very, very early part of the game. Off Chris Dudley. Don't take advantage of the opportunity. What a bucket by Jerome Kersey.
Well, Jerome is feeling better. I talked to him at the beginning of the game. He said, I just feel better physically for the first time in a long time. And as you pointed out, Ron, he has been burying jumpers and making a lot of easy baskets for the Trailblazers.
Maxwell from three. Goes about 3/4 of the way down and pops out. Portland with another opportunity. Crowd almost stunned. James Robinson doesn't get it. Dudley had the putback. Bryant will try it again. Mark Bryant's first two of the ball game. The lead is one. Portland led 2-0 to start the game, and they have not led since. We have played 2 minutes of the fourth. Ellie to Olajuwon. Ellie taken right away. Jerome Kersey. Oh, let's go Bill Fulton with him. And then Cassell is whistled for the foul. So the Houston Rockets may have talked about what happened last night, but have they learned the lesson? We'll find out. They lead it only by one.
Able to do that for the Rockets most of the year. In the fourth quarter, he's the guy they go to late in the fourth quarter and for the bulk of the fourth quarter. When you consider that Mario Ellie is the second leading scorer for the Rockets in the fourth quarter and only averages 4 points a game in the fourth quarter.
You also have to be concerned if you're Rudy T. Hakeem, no field goals in the last 13 minutes of this ball game.
Well, he's been missing shots.
Oh, yeah. They've done a nice job crowding that right shoulder, which they talked about. Crowd chanting defense. Portland looking for their first lead since 2-zip. Bryant won't give it to him. Ellie with the rebound. Sore hand and all. But it's one of those cases you always see in the NBA. You scratch, you claw, you get up to that point, you're close, you can't get over the hump. Let's see if Portland will fall into that category tonight. Olajuwon, Dudley leaning on him, pushing him, shoving the fall away. Bryant the rebound.
They've been a nice job on him now, and he's helping him by taking very tough shots. Very little movement by Houston.
Kersey, they give him the 19, and it won't go. Thought he had it.
Well, it was a crier. It was in and out.
Cassell, no. Dudley the rebound. The importance of having the center. 5 boards for Chris Dudley. Porter faking 3 times. Oh, Portland has taken the lead. Terry Porter, what an evening for Porter. 21 points. The first lead for the Blazers since it was 2-zip.
This is an amazing turnaround. Chris Dudley is exhausted. He could hardly get to the top of the key in transition on the last trip.
An 8-0 run by the Blazers. Maxwell, the off-balance shot. Kersey throws it away. Porter regains it. 2-on-1. Bryant and Robinson. Robinson with 2. The Blazers have a 3-point advantage, and that is the first emotion we have seen from the Blazer bench. A 10-0 run by Portland. 8:08 left to be played in the ball game. It's a 22nd timeout. Portland by 3. We've talked about how they've defended Hakeem, Vic.
Well, you talked about the right shoulder. You made the point several times, and it's a darn good point. But you'll see that when Hakeem gets the ball, he kind of helps out a little bit. There's Dudley beating him. Now see, there's that up and back from the passer. Now the double team, up and back again by Porter. Look at Dudley trying to get him out into the wood and out of the paint. And then Hakeem takes that no-dribble space maker, just can't get it down. And now Terry Porter on the other end comes down, triple pump, freeze, up, nails it.
You know when that 10-0 run started for Rick Adelman? How about when Clyde Drexler had that pretty finger roll right near the end of the third quarter?
You know, I'd like to run right over and just pat Rick Adelman on the back for all the patience that he showed with the way his team has played. And that's what you have to do in this league. You got to kind of hang in there, and continue to show belief in your guys.
Inside, Olajuwon, his first good look at the basket, his first points of the fourth. But the bench scoring, Portland outscoring Houston's bench 33-12, and Houston really lives and dies with their starters a lot of the time. Strickland short. The rebound controlled by the black jersey. Kersey is going to draw the whistle.
Well, this is something that Rudy T was worried about. He was worried about the rebounding of the Portland Trailblazers. His team, the worst offensive rebounding team in the league. His team also the best defensive rebounding team in the league.
Jerome Kersey, the fewest minutes since his second year, fewest points since his first year. The ones that he's going to make now would be the most important.
Well, you look at the lineup that the Trailblazers have: Jerome Kersey, Chris Dudley, Mark Bryant. These guys are all rebounders and defenders, basically. Now you've got also Rod Strickland and Terry Porter with the hot hand on the floor. Pretty good combination. Clyde Drexler getting a rest for the stretch.
Got to hit the free throws. Minute 40 left in that Phoenix game as they lead it by 13 in the half. They go down low to Olajuwon. Whistle, no basket. You know, they're struggling, they're wrestling 2 minutes ago. That wasn't even close to wrestling, and there's a foul call. That kind of amazes me, I'm afraid.
Well, let's watch Dudley inside. He tries a little front, plays top side, arm bar, tries to get Hakeem out into the wood. Not bad, got him fairly far out. Didn't see much.
Ellie strong to the hole, and he is fouled as the intensity has gone up to a 10. Well, Chris Dudley picks up foul number 3. And he doesn't like it.
Well, but see, that's what Dudley's there for. He's there to do battle. He's there to rebound. He's there to block out. He's there to defend.
At the line, only Mario Ellie.
And you know, if he gets a little mad, that doesn't hurt either.
No. Ellie now with 4 points on the evening. We are tied at 93. Maxwell getting a little work done by Ray Melfiore, the veteran trainer of the Houston Rockets. Dudley's going to sit down. Bring in Cliff Robinson, who has struggled offensively tonight. Mario gets them both. And the Rockets regain the lead. Robinson on 4 of 11. You're just waiting for him to break out of his slump. Bryant, now they're calling it a lot closer. Olajuwon picks up his number 3 foul. You can feel the intensity, though, can't you? Starting to build.
You really can. You can feel the intensity of the Portland Trailblazers for the first time all night.
Porter trying to get away from Kenny Smith, finally does. Doesn't get the basket. Long rebound into the hands of Kenny Smith. Rockets lead it by 1 inside of 7 minutes. Nice look inside to Otis Thorpe.
Well, the Rockets will put you to sleep. They very seldom dive from the perimeter. That time, Otis Thorpe took a cut from the perimeter. Olajuwon found him for an easy inside basket.
6 straight points for the Houston Rockets. Strickland goes down hard, no foul. Rick Adelman wants the call, doesn't get it. Smith to Maxwell. Olajuwon. That'll be 3 seconds in the lane. I think they have the Houston post in the lane. We have a timeout. 6:18 left to be played in the ball game. The Rockets have regained the advantage. They're up by 3. Well, Rudy T going into the huddle, trying to get that defensive strategy going back. They've only averaged 96 points their opponents during the regular season. Well, coming up on TBS on Tuesday, 10:30 following the Atlanta Braves game, we'll have the Rockets and the Trailblazers. Game 3 coming your way from the beautiful Rose City. Tim Brando, Mike Glenn there to call all the action. Join Tim and Mike. That'll be Tuesday night, 10:30 Eastern time, following Braves baseball. Of course, we will have Game 2 Sunday night right here from the Summit. Dick and I will be there. That'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern time on TNT. I don't know where Robinson was looking on that.
It was an odd play. They were posting Rod Strickland.
Well, it ends up in Cliff Robinson picking up his 4th personal foul. So Robinson now with 4. And at the line, it will be Ellie.
Well, this is kind of a strange play. Strickland was down in the post. and Cliff Robinson gets the ball outside, goes up to shoot the ball, changes his mind, ends up in a nice, easy, fast break. Mario Elie taking it in, getting fouled, getting himself on the free throw line. Basketball's hidden way to score. Get on the free throw line.
On the free throw line. He's already made one, looking to make it 2. 4 of 5 from the line, make it 4 of 6 from the stripe. He has 6 points this evening. The lead is 4. Houston 7 straight points since Portland went up by 3. Inside of 6 minutes. Drexler, the turnaround, won't get it to go. Rebound. Robinson picks up the gift. Oh, and he just loses the handle. Hakeem can't come up with it. 19 on the shot clock. The Blazers have the ball. .538 left to be played in the ball game. Strickland penetrates inside, goes down hard. Last touch by the Rockets. 12 on the shot clock.
Well, you know, he didn't get it done there, but he certainly got good penetration. He wasn't able to finish.
Well, the Rockets were concerned about their reserves coming into the game with Bullard, Herrera, and also Elie hurting. They have been outscored by Portland's bench handily from the outside. Kersey, an ill-advised shot. Drexler, the offensive rebound. The putback. Oh, my.
And that was the 17th offensive rebound for Portland compared to 9 for Houston. And Houston had those 9, all 9, in the first half.
What a show by Clyde Drexler. 22 this evening. 13 rebounds to go along with it. Maxwell for 3. His 4th of the night.
They live by the 3 or they'll die by it.
Drexler forces. Oh, my! Oh,
he's getting close to the zone. He's getting very close to the zone.
Give him a saliva test.
Shaking his head saying, yes, I'm getting close.
It is a 2-point game. I love this time of year. Elie. Olajuwon on Robinson. No place to go. Elie cross-courts it into Roger. And here comes Terry Porter back into the lineup. But what a 3 by Clyde Drexler to pull him within 2. Rudy T, that's a tough defensive scheme trying to stop that. Inside of 4.5. Strickland from 14 goes 13. Fans getting a little restless in the summer. And they should be. Smith to Maxwell from the arc again. He's 5 of 7 from the outside.
Maxwell silver hammer. Maxwell silver hammer.
Houston,
unbelievable,
sets a record for 3-pointers made in a playoff game. That is number 9. That is a Rockets record from the outside. Drexler doesn't get this one to go. That was a prayer. The lead is 5, 3:41 left. Olajuwon, the double team. Robinson doesn't buy the fake. Porter covers up the passing lane. And he throws it away. Their spacing on that break was terrible, to say the least. Portland wants a timeout. 3:25, Rockets by 5. .103.98, 3:25 left. It has finally become noisy here in the Summit for good reason.
Well, Clyde Drexler's approaching the zone. He's unbelievable in trying to put this team on his back. If you like that, you'll really like this. Freezes Vernon Maxwell, laces up a 3, but Maxwell comes back and drops the silver hammer in. 5 threes for Vernon Maxwell.
Well, Dick, 15 threes made between the two teams ties an NBA playoff record that was set by Chicago and New York back in '89, and Seattle and the same Houston Rocket team just last year. Maxwell, talk about the zone, and he says something to Drexler. The lead is 7. 3 minutes left to be played in the ball game. Porter being hounded by Olajuwon and Smith. Shot clock at 8. Porter, one too many passes. Ball belongs to the Blazers with 7 on the shot clock. I'd like to welcome you who are watching the Phoenix Golden State game on TNT. We've got a dandy in Houston. Maxwell has hit the last 8 Houston points. He has 5 3-pointers in the ball game. We have tied an NBA record for the most 3-pointers made by 2 teams combined. 15 have hit the net tonight. Rudy Tomjanovic's team led by 19 early in the first half, only to have Portland scratch their way back to lead by 3 here in the fourth. But now it is Houston again, and Maxwell continues the zone.
Well, when a player gets hot like that, you got to deny him the ball. Clyde Drexler's letting him catch the ball, giving him some space, and letting him drain the jumpers.
Last 10 Houston points, 24 for the game. Porter, the piece of tape is on the floor. He doesn't get his foot right on it. Strickland inside, whistle and a foul. 107-98. We have 2:16 left to be played. Terry Porter in that first half came in with 16 points, 4 3-pointers, and he was virtually all the offense for this Blazer squad. But Maxwell in the zone.
When a player gets in the zone, you can't give him the space. Clyde Drexler gave him way too much room. They're not going to give Clyde that much room. They put 6'6" Mario Elie on him.
Drexler to the hole. He's going to be fouled by his former teammate at the University of Houston and a member of Phi Slamma Jamma. Olajuwon now with 4. These two guys played in a couple of Final Fours, 82 and 83. Of course, losing in the final tilt in 83 to North Carolina State, losing in the semis in 82 to North Carolina.
You know, if Portland could see a highlight film of their last 8 shots and their last 4 decisions, resulting in 2 turnovers and 4 or 5 very poorly selected shots, I think that they would take a second look at how they finish games. They might try to get themselves under control. But Ron Thulin, the guy that has to get them under control and sense what's going on, is the point guard, Rod Strickland.
26 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists for Clyde Drexler. 18 in the second half. Very well, he stepped on the line. We'll go the other way. With 1:52 left, it is only an 8-point advantage. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter, and the Houston Rockets lead at 107-99. Those of you on TNT, we send you back to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Those of you staying with TBS, don't touch the clicker. They're still at halftime over there. Robinson. Not much production tonight from Clifford. He's going to take the 3. The story of the night for Cliff Robinson, 4 for 12. He came in averaging 20. He has only 11 tonight. Court inside, the foul on Robinson. We have played just about 47 minutes at the Summit in Houston. We have 1:15 left to be played in Game 1 between the Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers. And with 1:15 left, the Rockets lead it 107-99, along with Dick Versace, I'm Ron Thulin. It has been a strange ball game, to say the least.
Strange from the standpoint that Portland came out very lethargic, considering that it's a playoff game. We looked for playoff intensity. We didn't see it. They got down big. They kind of closed the gap to 9 at half, worked themselves back into the game. All of a sudden, we're infused with some intensity, and now they've got themselves in a position to maybe steal one.
We've got a timeout. We'll be back with the final 1:15 in a moment. 99, 1:15 left to be played in the fourth quarter. Moments ago, Turbo got everybody excited by climbing up on the stanchion, which is an NBA no-no. And I think he heard me. He's getting down. Houston 19-6 runs since Portland took a 93-90 lead with 8 minutes left in the fourth. Now Portland's going to need some offense and need it in a hurry.
Yeah, I wanted to finish my thought. They got themselves in position to win the game, then lost that position because Vernon Maxwell came and had an unbelievable fourth quarter, 11 points in the fourth quarter, 9 for 15 for the game, 7 assists, 5 threes, 5 for 8 from the three-point line. Vernon Maxwell.
Strickland doesn't get the offense to go. 9 3-pointers for the Houston Rockets in this ball game. They had 31 in the 4 meetings during the regular season. Vernon Maxwell telling Kenny Smith to take it down. Shot clock at 5. Smith rejected with 3. Olajuwon buries the jumper. "26 points, 10 rebounds for Olajuwon, 12 coming in the second half. Strickland with his 17th point of the ball game. Final 30 seconds, a 10-point lead. Terry Porter commits the foul. Once again, game 2 will be played Sunday night right here at the Summit. We'll have it for you on TNT beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central. But it is a game that I think the Portland Trail Blazers really have to take a long, hard look at themselves. They talked about how good their practices were in Portland prior to coming here. But we mentioned it. The energy just was not there.
Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with your mental preparation. You know, you can come out and you can warm up, you can be physically here, but if you're not mentally attuned to where you are, you're in the playoffs, you're away from home, what's your position? Well, you're in a 5-game series. You got to come here and at least get a split. They didn't seem to be thinking about those things. They kind of came out and went through the motions, and then they found themselves in the game. I don't know if Houston, Ron Thulin let them back in the game, or if they actually made the effort themselves. Once they found themselves in the third quarter close enough to try to win it, then we saw some energy from them, but it was too much, too little, too late.
Well, Drexler is going to sit down with 26 points to watch the remaining 30 seconds. Robinson has his shot rejected by Olajuwon. Smith can't get it. Hakeem's 4th block of the game. Robinson will try it again. The tip by Murray. Last touch by the Rockets with 16.6 left. 112 to 101. 51 opponents for the Houston Rockets failed to reach the century mark. Portland was able to do it, but not able to capitalize. Robinson, no conscience, comes in hard to Olajuwon, who's just laughing. I guess the rookie just wants a little taste of that Spalding burger one more time. Olajuwon's 5th. Robinson, the 6'2 rookie out of Alabama.
You know, it's interesting. Hakeem Olajuwon has been in this league for 10 years. He's a dominant player. He's one of those high-level players that gives you the production on a nightly basis, and yet you don't seem to know the man. You don't see him in the commercials, and you don't see him, you know, in a lot of PSAs, at least, you know, nationally. And you have no idea what he's really like, but you admire him so much because of how he works every single night.
Well, Tracy Murray, for some reason, committed his first foul. 112-102. They quit serving room service at 11:30, Tracy. Let's hurry it up. What a job Rudy Tomjanovich has done for this team. He's given them a philosophy, something they really haven't had in the past, of unity, defense, chemistry. Kenny Smith adds to his point total. Since January 10th of '93, Rudy's led them to win 74% of their basketball games. That's a lot of victories.
Rudy was telling us the story of how he got the job. He said a good man, Don Chaney, was let go. He went into the office. Carol Dawson had some health problems, couldn't take the job, so he said, "You're it." Steve Patterson said, "I can't do it. I'm not Bob Bass. I can't come down and coach. You're it." And he's been it.
Our final score, the Houston Rockets go up 1-0 in the best-of-5 series. The final 114 to 104. As Hakeem Olajuwon again shows why he might be given the MVP award. And our Budweiser player of the game is Vernon Maxwell of the Houston Rockets. Maxwell, 24 points, 10 straight in the fourth quarter, 5 of 8 from the three-point arc. Budweiser will donate $1,000 on behalf of Vernon Maxwell to the United Negro College Fund. Vernon Maxwell,